So your chest isn't growing and you want to try something new, but you know that the bench press is the best exercise to overload and create more growth. So what do? Double plate press like a moron? Or tune in here to get some advice that can help you bust through your muscle building plateau? Well, you're here, so you made the right choice. Guys, I'm Scott from muscularstrength.com, and today we're going to discuss the pros and cons of benching with your feet in the air to determine, finally, whether or not this is the best way to pack on more muscle, because some new research has recently surfaced that may change your chest day forever. But before we get started, guys, please take a moment and tap that like button. And as a special thank you, I'm giving away a $100 gift card to Jed North. To enter is super easy. All you have to do is comment below your favorite chest exercise, superset, or drop set. But if you want to grab some gear now, you can always use my code SCOTT20 and get 20% off your entire order at jednorth.com. And I'll be picking my winner by the end of the week, and I'll post it on the community tab. So I think before we jump into the new research that's recently surfaced, we should first quickly recap the basic mechanics and anatomy of the chest. Guys, the chest or pecs are a pretty straightforward muscle group. They include the large pectoralis major and the smaller yet still important pectoralis minor. Now, the pectoralis minor is not visible because it lies beneath the pec major and mainly functions to move the scapula both forward and downward. So believe it or not, what most of you are focusing on when you're training is the pec major. And it's not uncommon for people to misidentify the clavicular head for the pec minor and the sternocostal head for the pec major. But now you know this entire area is in fact the pec major and is mainly responsible for arm adduction, or bringing your hands closer together, as well as arm flexion, which is what happens when you press or throw something away from you. This is why most chest exercises involve at least one of these two functions. Chest presses, dips, push-ups, they're all based on humerus flexion, whereas cable flies or dumbbell flies work the chest through arm adduction. So then what do your feet and the relative position in space have to do with chest activation? Well, first of all, benching with your feet up is not the same as benching with your feet down. When your feet are down, you're able to plant your feet on the ground and arch your lower back to create more driving force into the barbell during each rep. But when your feet are up, your back will be flatter on the bench, which actually creates more tension in your abs for stability. This is because your abs' main function is to flex or straighten your spine. So the key difference between the two variations so far seems to only be the activation of the abdominal muscles during the lift, right? So how does this create more chest activation? Well, let's take a look at the recent study to find out. So it looks like this study took 20 men with some prior benching experience and monitored them while they performed sets of 8 reps with 60% of their 1 rep max bench press with their feet on the ground and then with their feet in the air. Then, to make a determination of what was going on inside the pecs, they measured the EMG amplitudes of the primary movers, or the pecs, triceps, and delts, to determine the degree of activation of each muscle group. And what they found out was that benching with the feet up led to higher EMG readings in not only the primary movers, but also the forearms, rectus femoris, and the core muscles. But does this mean more growth and that we should all be benching with our legs in the air? Well, I don't think so, guys. You have to understand that when you set out to prove something like this, it's very easy to design a study around the outcome you wish to prove. That's just the nature of research, and it's highly subjective. Some other key takeaways here are that I noticed immediately that the same weight was used for both variations. To me, this is not a fair comparison, as you'll be able to lift considerably heavier weights with your feet on the ground due to better overall stability of the torso, and if you're able to lift heavier loads, you'll be able to engage more muscle fibers, right? Also, even if the readings were 100% accurate and fair, these are only short-term results. When we view the long-term results, we'll probably be surprised to see that benching with your feet on the ground leads to more hypertrophy in the long run. Why? Well, because the heavier load that you can handle for the same amount of repetitions. So what, if any, conclusions can we actually draw from this study? Well, the main thing I took away was that given the same weight, the activation of the primary movers in the chest press was higher according to the EMG reading, so maybe this means that benching with your feet up can become a terrific accessory lift for you. This is because when benching with leg drive from your feet being planted on the ground, your chest is getting an assist from your lower body to help get the bar moving. But with your feet up, your chest is required to generate all the force necessary to get the bar moving off your chest and away from your body. Also, even though you'll still be packing your shoulders with your feet in the air, the arch in your back will be drastically smaller, which for some of you could result in a larger range of motion and more range of motion means more time on the tension for your chest. Another thing to think about is daily chest activation. In my nuclei overload video, we discussed the benefits of daily training to spark more growth in a given muscle, focusing more on volume versus heavy weights. So maybe if you were to try the nuclei overload training on chest and perform 100 reps a day for 30 days, having your feet up for more chest activation could be beneficial. Definitely something to think about. Guys, experimenting is what makes fitness fun. Try everything and be in control of your fitness journey. Always start out with the fundamentals, master them, and then start to explore other options. And if any of you have tried this technique for a long period of time, please be sure to comment below and let us know about your results. But speaking of fundamentals, if you're new to training and are in need of a program to keep you on track, check out my program, Guaranteed Gains. It's a 100% free program that you can download by clicking the link in my pinned comment below. It's 4 routines, and each workout should only take about 60 to 90 minutes max to complete. No complicated exercises to try to impress you, just a straightforward upper and lower split designed to get you in and out of the gym, and most importantly, deliver results. And as always, more good stuff coming soon. If you missed my video on nuclei overload training, be sure to check it out over here. It took me and Ricky about 20 hours to edit it, so definitely leave some love in the comments section too. Very compelling and powerful stuff there, and I'm currently doing another experiment with nuclei overload training for calves and traps, so if you want to jump in on that, the details are over here. See ya.